Hey, welcome to Badger Beer Report, Brewery Report for March 10th, 2026. I am always joined by my esteemed colleague, Joel Geyer, who is Director of Brewery Relations and Research, and
Yeah, the title that you gave me.
that I can't pronounce.
Well,
But
we do
what
this
I
long
kept,
enough, we'll eventually get there, right?
we might. What I can pronounce is closing.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna get things off. Normally, I say we start with the good so we can get, or start with the bad so we can get to the good. But it's mostly a lot of there's a number of negative news items out there to deal with today, as well as some fun things that we can talk about towards the end. Uh, But we are going to get started here today with the announcement of Vintage closing their Cross Plains location. So Vintage is obviously a local favorite there in the Madison area. And this has been open since August of 2024. So this was the most recent addition to the Vintage family. They originally opened in 2010 in Madison and went on to open a second location in the Madison area, as well as in in Sock City. That's right. So they did have a lot of success too. You know, this is a decorated brew pub. They were named the 2019 Large Brew Pub of the Year at the Great American Beer Festival. I still remember when that was announced. That was a pretty big deal because that's a pretty prestigious award to be able to win. And specifically, if you want to talk, prestigious awards, the beer there that has won so much has been Scaredy Cat, their oatmeal stout. It's won multiple medals at GABF as well as a gold at the World Beer Cup. So, this brew pub has found quite a bit of success. But unfortunately, their location on Main Street in Cross Plains was not to be. Like I said, it opened in mid 2024 in August, so just over a year and a half is how long it was able to stay in business there on Main Street. I know that you had a good meal there at one point. This was not. I have been to two locations of Vintage, including one with you, Greg, but this was not one of the locations that I was able to personally visit. I do dive a little bit more into this in this week's newsletter. But obviously sad to see, losing a location, but this is not a situation where fans of Vintage, no longer can get their beer. Obviously they still have the locations in Sauk City, Madison West, and Capital East. So that is still, a silver lining in this story, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on that, since that's more of your neck of the woods there?
Well, I happened to talk to Scott, the owner, at the Flannel Fest last 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And I don't know, he gave no indication of this happening, and I don't want to say he acted like everything was fine, but I don't know. I just see this as a culling of the herd generally, hopefully. And I don't feel that Vintage has a bigger problem, but we'll see. I don't think so. I think that this was just didn't work out. We tried it. A lot of times, Joe, for sure that like a lot of times these businesses get incentives to move places, right? And then sometimes when those incentives run out, whether it's like a year or something, and it's just not working, you see them pull back really quick, especially like ones that do like satellites like Vintage. You know what I mean? So this isn't the saddest thing, unfortunately, that we have to talk about.
No, it is not. So we actually probably should have covered this when it initially happened back in February. But Duran Brewing, the owner and founder there, passed away last month. It was a heartbreaking post last month when Roger Hillstad passed away, Army veteran, attorney, and he was the one who spearheaded this opening. Duran Brewing, he actually helped kind of revitalize this, as it was Duran Brewing was a historic 19th century brand that he essentially resurrected. This was located just outside of the town of Duran, which for those that are unfamiliar is about 30 miles southwest of Eau Claire. For those that are trying to picture where this was, Durand's a fairly small town there. But yeah, so he opened this in 2019. It obviously was, kind of a garage style community hub. Dogs, kids, visitors would all travel here. They got through the global pandemic because it was just months after they opened that they had to deal with this, as was the case for many of those breweries opening kind of during that time. They had lots of beers that were popular there. Courthouse Kolsch, Freckled Calf. They have not announced. So the reason that we're discussing this right now is that they actually just posted before we came on that with the passing that the brewery will inevitably close down at some point. They do not have a date currently set for that at the moment. So we will keep our eyes out for that and share any further information. Anyone in the area that would like to pay respects to Roger, they are actually holding a celebration of life at the brewery this Saturday from 2 to 6 p.m. So if you are in the area and that is something that you're interested in doing, you can certainly stop by Saturday afternoon to do so. We think of his family and friends in this difficult time. Obviously, the beer and brewery kind of takes a back seat, although obviously it was something that was incredibly important to him and a lifelong passion, that they are holding the celebration for life at the brewery. So we hope that everyone goes there and enjoys the beer that he cared so much about. And we will, again, pass along any further information, any more details we get with any potential closure dates when the time comes.
Yeah, Joe, I would like for us to here at BBR to go down that Durand Brewing rabbit hole. That was the fifth, Joel, iteration
Yeah.
of this brewery. So there's a lot of history here, y'all. And I think you're not going to be here. I want to do more with this. So we're going to figure it out, Joel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this might be a good Patreon little deep dive.
Yeah, right. Which is probably not going to be a good Patreon is our friend Jessica Jones. You got this one, Joel, or?
Yeah, I can, but I mean, these are your folks though too. If you want to do this one, Greg.
Yeah, well, no, it's not really. One of the things that Joel and I lament here is that we don't talk about breweries that are older breweries. We really have a big focus on what's coming and what's new, trying to get the word out for that, right? But for this, I just like this because they have a really enriched recycle program here at Giant Jones, and it says here, what does it say, Joe? August 2025 was the last time that they actually use a new bottle.
Yep.
Yeah. So good on Giant Jones for being
sustainability.
Yeah, and also setting that tone, saying, hey, you can do this. And shout out to their regulars, who I am one, and I don't bring my bottles back that great, Joel. So I need to pick it up myself, honestly. No
like
BS.
Sounds like Jessica needs to get on your case a little bit.
Well, don't give her any leeway than she takes on me. But but no, clap for this. We talked about sustainability with Boulder Junction. Central Waters, we talk about it. So a Los Apostle, I believe, is in this area too. So like we just love to see the sustainability, right, Joel?
Yeah, 100%.
So someone who I think is going to be doing a sustainable thing is Quiet Worlds, and I think you have we'll do Quiet Worlds and then we'll do Wauwatosa.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
And part of the tie-in with this is that Stoutfest is coming up at McFleshman's, and that is actually happening this weekend.
Right, but Quiet Worlds is going to be there, and Joel has something from David, from the owner, David Lamb.
Yes. So David said that he confirmed today that a builder has officially been selected for the project, with on-site work set to begin shortly. So that is a really, really good step to hear, in terms of progress. While the physical location gets underway, Fans won't have to wait to taste what's coming, though, because Quiet World is going to be featured at Stout Fest at McFleshman's in Appleton. So the brewery is going to be pouring its brand new creation Trail Snack, which is the indulgent imperial stout brewed with trail mix and candied pecan. So if you are a hiker, if you are outdoorsy and you like big beers, I mean, this sounds like a match made in heaven. There's going to be lots of other great dark beers and a couple of our other new friends, not just Quiet World, but you can see Nicolet is also going to be pouring there, which is one of the other new breweries going to be opening up in De Pere, hopefully later this year, that we've been keeping our eye on. So this is a really cool opportunity for Wisconsin beer fanatics to get to go and try some beer from two of our future breweries here in the state, Nicolet and Quiet World. And obviously there's some other, lots of our pretty much everybody here are bars. So lots of great breweries there, but it's fun when you get to try, two breweries that you otherwise don't have the chance to. You can't go and visit a tap room for either of these places yet. And I don't know, that Trail Snack beer sounds like a lot of fun, Greg.
Yeah. Yes. And it's going to be fun to try Quiet Worlds, but Joe, I just can't get over this lineup. It is this Giant Jones, Knuth Brewing, Fifth Ward. We don't even have our guy Lyle with the collab 25. He's going to be there too. You got McFleshman's there. They're dropping some big imperial stout. I mean, Fifth Ward. I mean, it's just
Cocoon. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a really fun event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So another brewery that another brewery that's been around for 10 years now is Lion's Tail in Wauwatosa. Joe, we have a little update for them. We'll show y'all while Joe talks about this, but
yeah. So Lion's Tail, has they've obviously established themselves as one of the premier brands here in Wisconsin, and they've been now a cornerstone of Wauwatosa since they expanded there from Neenah. So they are located in the former Wisconsin Garden Pet Supply building. It's a really cool space. It's a space that I visited multiple times. It opened up in October of 22. It's a really cool layout because it really has one of the better indoor-outdoor flows, I would say, in the state. And it is a place, though, that, they haven't really brewed yet. And so they are now, though, finally going on and adding equipment. So this is very exciting to, be able to see this. I don't know what will all be brewed there, whether it's going to be staples like Juice Cloud or if it'll be some more, low-key collab stuff. But it's cool to see this equipment coming in and adding to the beer scene there in Wauwatosa.
Yeah. We endorse Lion's Tail.
Yeah.
And another thing we endorse is and y'all going to be seeing a little bit more of this with us in general, but we got a vague book on that a little bit. But
vague book.
Our friends Gathering Place, which home of our first collaboration beer, and we will always love them, and home of our Dosh Beer 2.0 this year, is having a homebrew competition, Joel.
Yeah.
What's going on with this? What do you know?
Yeah. So this is the search for Milwaukee's best amateur brewer is back, as Gathering Place is hosting their 6th annual Cream City homebrew competition. Joe is really being able to crank up, on all these different events he's doing. They're starting to really, that number in front of the annual is starting to climb rapidly. And that shows that it's having the success, and this community focused event is offering local hobbyists the chance to have the recipe produced on a professional scale. So the showcase is kind of the main event, and the competition with a public final round showcase and award ceremony happens on Saturday, May 2nd from 12 to 4 p.m. And this is at their River West Tap Room, which is their main location. During the finale, the top 10 finalists will serve their beers to the public. And then the attendees have the power to vote for the crowd favorite award, while a panel of celebrity beer judges determines the top 3 overall winners. And the first place winner earns a brew day with Gathering Place to commercially brew their winning recipe, followed by a formal release party in the tap room. Some important dates for those interested. The registration deadline, entries must be submitted by April 17th. The competition is free and open to all amateur brewers and covers all of the BJCP beer styles. Obviously, Joe really, values these competitions. He opened the brewery in 2017 after he won twice the prestigious Sam Adams Longshot American Homebrew Contest. The winners also receive tickets to Lager and Friends, which happens on May 30th, which we'll talk about here in a second. But obviously, this is really cementing Gathering Place as one of the friends of the homebrew community. So it's a really cool opportunity. I believe our friends at Nosy Neighbor may have won it, or they placed at one point, I know, in this. Last year or the year before. So this is a really cool opportunity to go see some of these home brewers and, have a say in who takes home the crowd favorite.
Yeah, someone who won a homebrew competition recently.
Yeah, I do.
I don't have an entry for this one, unfortunately. Man.
Well, yeah.
I would love to win.
I'm not in control of where you're entering beer, so that's on you.
Yeah, I would love to win it and then have another beer on a Gathering Place.
Yeah,
that would be boss.
That would be, because we are going to have a beer with Gathering Place, and we have already talked about that with Dosh Beer, but we want to start highlighting Lager and Friends because, this is one of our favorites, Greg. It really is one of our favorites. We love this event. It is Wisconsin's premier lager home festival, Lager and Friends. It's the 8th annual now. It's the 8th annual location. It's bounced around to a couple different venues, but just like last year, I think this is the permanent home here, right in front of the brewery on Vienna Avenue, the River West location. Takes place Saturday, May 30th from 12 to 4. It's an invitational event. It's got 30 breweries from, a lot obviously from Wisconsin, but a handful from around the area, the region as well. And it's just banger after banger of, a whole bunch of different lagers. You have everything from, classic Pilsners and Helles lagers to some more experimental type lagers. Was it last year there was one with rose hips that we loved, Greg? Is that
Foxtown for sure.
Brewed one with like rose hips. So you see some more experimental lagers that you wouldn't see mass produced for the tap room, but those are obviously mixed in with just the incredible traditional styles. It's just, oh my goodness, it's so much fun. We love this place. Tickets range. Regular tickets for unlimited samples is $40. The Lager Lover is $50, and that includes what you get with the regular ticket, the souvenir glass and food. Plus, you also get, if with the Lager Lover, a limited edition 4-pack of 16-ounce cans featuring the 2026 official festival collaboration brew. Designated driver tickets are $10. That includes food, soft drinks, and a 20% tap room discount coupon. The move to River West was made possible by the 2023 Wisconsin Act 73, which modernized state alcohol laws to allow breweries to host guest beers from out-of-state friends more easily on their own production premises. We've obviously talked a lot because of great taste, some of the issues with out-of-state licensing. So it's good that, Lager and Friends is able to do this still. We're excited. You're going to see us promote this now for the next 2.5 months. We are always looking forward to this one.
Want to see y'all.
Oh, yeah. So if you want to come and try our beer, we can already tell you this is one place you'll be able to come and do it.
And we want to see y'all out. And it's really a low-key, fun, not a big drunk fest. Really nice afternoon in the sun. It's really fun. It's wonderful. What's up, Reggie? Reggie's a bartender at one of our favorite spots, Joel, Vault 202.
Yeah. Listen.
We're
going to mention that here later on here. We may give that a mention.
Close to our heart is Vault. And it's funny because they moved in really fast, Joel, and they're just taking over everything. At least over here. We love them. Yeah. But yeah, Joe, we have there's a whole bunch of other ones to keep an eye on though.
Yeah, we got a lot, to keep an eye on. Derriere made an announcement. They are hoping, was it May? Is that what they said, Greg?
Yeah, or he was trying to act like late April, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Late April, May, we'll see.
May, early May, something like that.
We're
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah,
I mean, we're thinking Lost Apostle might be number 2 here. We'll see. We're still waiting on the.
So yeah, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
so Derriere, he put a post out that the brewing equipment is now cranking with
Yes.
energy, and he was
Yes.
able to boil some water. So
Good call.
it seems like he's going to be able to start brewing some beer and putting some beer away for the opening. So that is really close. And then you mentioned Lost Apostle, Badger. I think he was acting like he's trying to come in here this month, but he was also, you know what I mean? So you never know, though.
Yeah.
We've heard that before. So we'll see this. I have to do this, Joel. I have to say Radix fermentation so I could say it right. I hope Sarah from Mob is listening because she has to correct me literally every time I talk to her about Radix fermentation in her presence. But Radix is going to come in here soon too in the spring, we feel, right, Joel?
Yes.
And then we're also really looking close at, obviously, Youngblood's not on here, but we're really going to start looking close at Gravity Box, y'all, because we don't forget that they were trying to open up last summer and they never did. So we are expecting it to hopefully roll out here really, really quick and have like something good. Lastly, my friend Robin Shepard wrote a piece about near and far brewing. So if y'all wanted to know a little bit more about that, and believe me, I'm working the ground here to get more information on that one. But Robin put out a really nice piece. We put it on Brewery Report social media, y'all. So check that out. And Joel, any other comments about these?
Yeah, I think Solomoth is the other one that I think we're just going to all of a sudden get an announcement and pop it up. I'm hoping that that's coming here in the next couple months. I reached out for acronym is in Clockwork. We're acronym still waiting on some paperwork stuff, but I'm hoping that we get groundbreaking announcements for acronym, Clockwork, and Shattered Glass here in the near future. Was not able to no firm details yet on any of those. Same with Nosy Neighbor. It's not up there, but that's hopefully they're, working behind the scenes. That's all I can say right now. But yeah, I think otherwise, Nicolay, I talked with those guys, hopefully going to start to build a relationship and get some more information from them soon.
That's going to come in 26,
yeah.
Nicolay.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And another one that's going to come in on 26, I believe, is what's the one I can't say, Joel?
Agonic.
Agonic. I think that's going to be another one that's just going to drop.
Yeah.
Because they've been working really hard. They've been working diligently, actually, not hard. They've been working diligently up there. If y'all remember this, that's in is it Rice Lake? Is that it, Joel? It's in Northwoods, y'all, and they had a fire, and the fire took out not only that, everything else that was in that little building there. So they're rebuilding all that. I think there was a bakery, right, Joel?
Yeah.
And that they were associated with, and then there was a brewery, and then they're just getting a whole nice new spanking place. So I'm hoping that they have better luck than they had with the fire that I don't even know if they found the reason for the fire yet. So so that's a really unique build. We don't hear much about them given their location. We can't just drive by them, and we don't have many folks up there in the Northwoods who are running around looking for us. I mean, we do, so we may have an update, but that's that one. We just may hear it, y'all, and just be done. So here, Joe, we're looking for actually Apostle next, y'all, and then maybe Derriere, and then this is where Radix and this is where Joel's Radix.
I'm
just
gonna
start doing it like I'm doing a Lost Apostle. Lost Apostle's mine. Radix is Joel's. We both love them. We love them all, believe it or not. I mean, we really do. But we also have our, because Radix is, I wouldn't say right up the street from Joel, but close enough that and Joel's just been loving the kind of beers that he believes that they're going to produce mass wise. So he's just excited about that. But Joel, what's oh yeah, so we love to celebrate. You got I got this.
Yeah.
March anniversaries, Joel. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, we got one. I mean, the big one this month in terms of longevity is obviously Capital, going back to the mid '80s. That's the kind of the OG. Then
Mm-hmm.
the only other one that's older than a decade is Brewster Bros. There up there in Chippewa Falls from
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
But yeah, so quite a few of other folks that we've talked with. Brewfinity there 2018, Hubbleton. I'm Thumb Knuckle's a fun one. I've been there in 2017. I always love the name because they're located right where, for those that don't know, when you look at Wisconsin, if you think of it as a hand with Door County being the thumb, Thumb Knuckle is located where the thumb knuckle would be for Wisconsin. So I just think that that's fun. Our friends at Working Draft, they celebrated their anniversary. Craft Creek Venture in Brookfield, Voodoo celebrating their first anniversary. You can follow in too if you're looking for any anniversary parties. I can leave a hint here that some of them are going to be, following with the weekly newsletter. Those anniversary parties will certainly be highlighted for when and what's going on with that. But yeah, anything else jumping out to you, Greg?
Nope.
Perfect. Well, we can move on here then to closings. We are unfortunately starting to tick up on this with, TAC Northwood Steel Tank and now 2 doors down. And obviously we will be adding Durand once they have an official closure date. So unfortunately, 2026
And vintage
has really started to, add up here. And we have not been able to add up with the openings yet. Boulder Junction is still the only official opening in 26. Although, as you said, they were actually brewing in 25. So, kind of a confusing line there. But yeah, so we're really hoping to add some more here in the next month or so.
Badger coming.
So next, I think we got 3 or 4 here that we're going to be able to add here in the near future. And that's part of the upcoming. We've got a lot here. We still haven't had any other, we reached out, we got Dew City that's hopefully going to come down the line at some point still. Foxtown, that wasn't on the watching, but we gave that update last time with the fact that they now have stuff. More has risen up even since then. So I'm telling you, man, that place is going to be just crazy good. Yeah. But otherwise, this is where we sit now with our numbers. 207 breweries, 39 additional, 22 others, 268 total. So that is where we sit.
So that's what the 4 that we lost? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. We'll be fine here, y'all.
Yep. And speaking of things that are fine and really cool, Patreon is up and running now officially. Greg and I have been cranking out some content. We have shared some of it as a tease for free, but there is stuff on there right now that is only accessible to the Patreon users. And that includes the weekly newsletter. The first one went out this past Thursday. The next one will be dropping in 2 days. So if you want the latest news, the events, the beer releases, the exclusive Q&As, all that kind of stuff, make sure that you are on the Patreon and registering for the Patreon and supporting us, which is what it really comes down to. You're obviously getting all the exclusive content and the good stuff, but at the end of the day, what matters is that we appreciate your support, allowing us to do this and continuing to grow the Badger Beer Report brand. And that is what it all comes down to. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Greg.
Well put.
There we go. Yeah.
Well put. Yeah, we're good.
We can do a quick little shout out again. We mentioned, especially since Reggie popped in here, Greg, we got to give this a shout out again. Class of 25 collab, something we just cannot stop talking about. So excited. 9 breweries. We had a blast going up there and doing this. I recorded several little mini interviews with the folks from all the different breweries that we're going to be able to send out here very soon. And you can read there if you want to go in. I won't, take the time to read this whole post, but if you want to read more about the beer, we posted about it, include about the malt, the hops, all that kind of good stuff, the yeast.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. We can't
Oh,
wait for the release to happen here in little over a month and a half. So new kids on the Maibach. It's going to be great.
Added that to Dash Beer, and
Man.
we got some beers coming, y'all. But listen, the best part of one of the best parts about the class collab is the showcasing of the new breweries and just how many bangers we have. They all bring something unique to this. They all bring strong beer profiles. They all, well, not all of them bring Vince Lombardi jackets, but
and play sheets. They got a whole museum over there, Greg.
Yeah. They keep dropping. They're like, "Yo, we're doing coffee," and then they're like, "Oh, we got some play sheets over here that y'all can just
hand drawn plays from Lombardi. Like that's just wild."
And I'm not going to try to publicly shame them. I'm just going to say that I would love to see the class of 25 all sign up for the Great Taste and try to get in this year. Y'all are all great, and y'all all deserve to showcase what y'all have done within the past years. Some of y'all, years Tailwinds, years Boulder Junction, years Brood Omen, years Vault for that matter. I mean, so it's just so much, hard work put into these new breweries, and then they just came out like banshees, like they were like running for 10 years, like Giant Jones and Working Draft. I mean, they're not, you know what I mean by that. Like they just came out like world beaters. So
high quality.
Yeah. So Joel, I guess we're gonna get out of here like world beaters, right?
Yeah. Well, and speaking of 25, by the way, shout out happy birthday, Rick from Tailwinds, by the way. And yeah, as always, whether it is where you are visiting or where you are living, be sure to drink local everywhere. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.